Unit number 4, that is Introduction to Business Intelligence. And in today's session, we are going to learn about initially what is OLAP. Then we are going to learn about the OLAP cube and basic analytical operations of OLAP. That is, first one is roll up, next one is drill down, slice and dice, pivot. These are the basic analytical operations of OLAP that we are going to learn in today's session. Then there are different types of OLAP system, that is ROLAP, MOLAP, and HOLAP that we are going to learn in today's session. So this is the outline of today's session. This OLAP we have learned in the last lecture. So again repeating, OLAP, that is online analytical processing, is a category of software that allows users to analyze information from multiple database systems at the same time. It is a technology that enables analysts to extract and view business data from different points of view. Analysts frequently need to group, aggregate, and join the data. So with the help of different operations of OLAP, you can understand how analysts will group the data, aggregate the data, and join the data to view it from different point of view. With OLAP, data can be pre-calculated and pre-aggregated, making analysis faster. So in the OLAP data, it is already pre-calculated and pre-aggregated, and it makes the analysis faster. OLAP databases are divided into one or more cubes. The cubes are designed in such a way that creating and viewing reports become easy. So now let's understand what is OLAP cube and how it will look like. At the core of OLAP concept is an OLAP cube. Keep in mind, OLAP, the core or basic thing is OLAP cube. The OLAP cube is a data structure optimized for very quick data analysis. So this OLAP cube is a data structure optimized for very quick data analysis. The OLAP cube consists of numeric facts called measures, which are categorized by dimensions. So OLAP cube will consist measures and dimensions. OLAP cube is also called the hypercube. This OLAP cube is also called the hypercube. Usually, data operations and analysis are performed using the simple spreadsheet, where data values are arranged in row and column format. This is ideal for two-dimensional data. However, OLAP contains multi-dimensional data with data visually obtained from a different and unrelated source. Using a spreadsheet is not an optimal option. The cube can be stored and analyze multi-dimensional data in a logical and orderly manner. So this is the image which shows the OLAP cube. This image I have taken from the internet. So it's a cube. In the last lecture we have also seen one type of cube. This is the OLAP cube. One dimension is product, second dimension is geography, and third dimension is quarter. So products could be laptop, mobile, TV, and tablet, whereas geography is USA, Asia, Australia, Australia, Europe, and these are the quarter types: Q1, Q2, Q3. So this is the OLAP cube. This is the OLAP cube. One dimension is product, second dimension is geography, and third dimension is quarter. So products could be laptop, mobile, TV, and tablet, whereas geography is USA, Asia, Australia, Europe, and these are the quarter types: Q1, Q2, Q3. So it will show you the in particular quarter with geography, how many laptops are purchased, mobiles, TVs and tablets is purchased. So according to this cube, you can retrieve any information from this cube, and it is geography. It look like cube, and there are dimensions for it. This is your first dimension product, this is your second dimension geography, and this is your third dimension time. So as an analyst, you can view the data from different point of view and you can retrieve that particular data. Take another example. This is the data. In this axis, there are accessories, bikes, clothing, components. This is the color. In this axis, there is color black, blue, red, and silver. And in this direction, that is the year 2010, 11, 12, and 13. So in OLAP cube, data will look like this. First of all, understand this, how the data will be looked at OLAP cube. If you understood this, you can easily understand different operations on the OLAP cube that we are going to learn in today's session. So these are the three-dimensional data. Suppose in the black clothing in the 2010, this much quantity is sold. Similarly for red, this much quantity is sold. Similarly for components, silver components, this much quantity is sold. Take another example. So business intelligence is equal to OLAP cube storage. So in this direction there are measures: sales amount, sales code, sale quantity, and profit margin. Whereas this direction will consider the time: January, February, March, April, and May. In this dimension will consist the product categories: diesel, premium gas, and regular. If you want to understood a diesel sales amount in January, you have to retrieve this figure, whatever present in this cube. If you want to know the profit margin in the May, you can retrieve this cube, whatever value present in this small cell. So this is how data is stored in OLAP cubes. Now you can understood what is meant by OLAP cube, and it will help you to do the different operations on the OLAP cube. Now let's start with the how it work. How does it work? A data warehouse would extract information from multiple data sources and formats like text files, Excel sheet, and multimedia files. Extracted data is cleaned and transformed. The extracted data is cleaned and transformed. Data is loaded into an OLAP server or OLAP cube, where information is pre-calculated in advance for further analysis. Again, I am repeating this very important statement. Data is loaded into the OLAP server or your OLAP cube. Before loading the data, it is cleaned and transformed so that it will fit properly in the OLAP cube, where information is pre-calculated in advance for further analysis. Once you get the clean and transformed data in a cube, you can do the pre-calculated operations on it, and you can store it properly in the OLAP cube for further analysis. So let's begin with the basic analytical operations of OLAP. There are 4 types of analytical operations in OLAP. First one is roll up, next one is drill down, third is slice and dice, and next one is pivot. So now we are going to learn it one by one, and it's quite interesting to learn all these operations in the OLAP. First one is roll up. First one is roll up. Roll up is also known as consolidation or aggregation. Roll up is also known as consolidation or aggregation. The roll up operation can be performed in two ways. There are two ways to perform the roll up operation. First one is reducing dimensions. You can reduce the dimensions of the cube. And second one, climbing up concept hierarchy. Climbing up concept hierarchy. Concept hierarchy is a system of grouping things based on their order or level. You can understand this with the help of example. What is meant by concept hierarchy? And it is climbing up the concept hierarchy to perform the roll up operation. Now consider the following diagram. So this is the diagram. This is our cube. The cube will consist the time, quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. And these are the atoms, that is types, PC, book, shoe, shoes and clothes. Whereas these are the locations, Sydney, Perth, Los Angeles and New Jersey. Now how this roll-up operation will be performed on this cube is, you have to roll up on location from cities to countries. Means you have to combine this, for example here, you have to combine New Jersey, Los Angeles into the US and Sydney and Perth into Australia. You are combining these two into country, these cities to country. This is called as a roll-up operation. And here it is, the values are getting summed, whatever units of PC sold over here 1560 and in New Jersey is 440. Combination addition of both will be present over here, that is 2000. So this is how you can do the roll-up operation on this cube. So in this example, cities New Jersey and Los Angeles and rolled up into the country USA that we have seen just now. The sales figure of New Jersey and Los Angeles are 440 and 1560 respectively. They become 2000 after the roll-up. In this aggregation process, data is location hierarchy moves up from city to country. In the roll-up process, at least one or more dimensions need to be removed. In this example, quarter dimension is removed. So in this cube, the quarter dimension is removed and the remaining cities are rolled up into the countries. So this is how roll-up operation is performed on the cube. So this will give a different view to the analyst to look at the data. You can perform the roll-up operation to understand how many atoms sold in the USA or Australia, likewise. So this will help you to look at the data with different perspective and get the details. Next operation is drill down. In this drill down operation, as the name suggests, data is fragmented into smaller parts. Data is fragmented into smaller parts. It is the opposite of the roll-up process, and it can be done via moving down the concept hierarchy. Moving down the concept hierarchy and increasing the dimension. So these are the two ways to do the drill down. First one is moving down the concept hierarchy, and next one is increasing the dimension. So now let's see. This is our cube. These are the atoms: PC, book, shoe, and cloth. And these are the time quarters: Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And these are the locations, nothing but the cities: Sydney, Perth, Los Angeles, and New Jersey. Now, if you apply the drill down operation on the time, you can just look how it will be drilled down to the time. Just instead of quarters, you can drill down to the months from January to December. So this is how drill down operation is performed on the time. You just drill down this time, quarter 1 to quarter 4 into January to December. And you can split this according to the values of the month. In the January month, 150 units of cloth sold in the Sydney. Likewise, we can look at the data in deeper way in the data cube. And this is how you are performing drill down operation on the cube. So considering the above diagram, quarter 1 is drilled down to month: January, February, March, and so on. Corresponding sales are also registered. In this example, dimension months are added. So next operation is slice. Here, one dimension is selected and a new cube is created. Here, one dimension is selected and a new subcube is created. Following diagram explain how slice operation performed. So this following diagram explains how slice operation performed. Now we will get the idea by looking at the name how this operation will be performed. Let's see. Dimension tab is sliced with Q1 as the filter. A new cube is created altogether. Dimension time is sliced with Q1 as the filter, and the new cube is created altogether. Here it is in this diagram. We have atom types, time quarter, and these are the locations, cities. And then we are performing this slice operation from time quarter 1. So this cube, on this cube we are performing the slice operation, slice for time Q1, so it will retrieve this data: PC, book, shoe, clothes, and these are the cities of quarter Q1. So this part will be retrieved. This is the slice. This is the slice operation. It looked like slice, that's why the operator given the name as a slice. So in the Sydney, PC sold 605, book sold 825, and shoes are 14 and clothes are 400. So this is how the data is retrieved of particular dimension. So this is the slice operation in the dimension type. So next is dice. Now we can understand what is this dice. Operation is similar to slice. The difference in dice is You select two or more dimensions that result in the creation of subcube. In this operation is similar to slice, and the difference in dice is you select two or more dimensions that result in the creation of subcube. So look at this cube. This is our cube, which has the time. These are the atoms, and these are the locations. And we are performing dice operation for location is equal to Perth or Sydney, time quarter Q1, Q2, and atoms, book, and cloth. So based on this dice criteria, this is the quarter Q1, Q2. These are the atoms, book, and clothes. And these are the cities, Sydney and Perth. So one small part of this cube is retrieved, that is called as dice. That is called as dice. So by looking at the name, you can understand how this operation will be performed. It will pick a small dice from this cube based on the condition. Here it is, we have condition. Location is equal to Perth or Sydney, and time is quarter 1 and quarter 2. And atoms are books or clothes. So this will be retrieved, and this is the result of this dice operation. It looks like dice. That's why the name dice. Next operation is pivot. So in pivot, you rotate the data X to provide a substitute presentation of data. In pivot, you rotate the data axis to provide a substitute presentation of data. In the following example, the pivot is based on the atom types. It is based on the atom types. So this is the location, cities, and this is the atom type. This is the atom types and locations, and we are performing the pivot operation. So it will just rotate your axis, and it will look the data with a different perspective. Here it is on this x-axis, New Jersey, Los Angeles, Perth, and Sydney's data is present, and PC book shows clothes are present on the y-axis. X-axis here and y-axis here. We have just rotated this, and just this is the result of the cube. The PC will goes to y-axis, and this cities goes to the x-axis. So PC, book, shoe, and clothes. Here it is cities, and these are the values. So this is how in the pivot it will just rotate the cube to look at the in different view. So this is how we can perform the pivot operation on your cube. So this is how pivot operation is performed. Now just look, I have taken these images from the internet. Suppose this is your cube. How drill down will be performed? It will goes into more detail of the data. Whereas roll up, it will goes to the summarization of the data. It doesn't go to the more detail of the data. It is summarize the data. Whereas dicing operation, you are just picking a small part of it from the cube. This is called as dicing operation. So these are the operations performed on the OLAP. So in a software, the OLAP will look like this. This is your OLAP viewer. This is your OLAP viewer. In this OLAP viewer, the behind the scene, the data is present, and as per your requirement, data is presented in front of you so that you can analyze the insights of the data. Based on the insights of the data, as a manager or as an executive, you can take the decisions. It will help you to plan your activities. It very much helpful to you to perform various budgetary actions of the company. It also helps you to plan your company strategies. So it helps to the management level to it will help at the management level to decide the take the decisions. Now moving forward, we are going to learn about the different types of OLAP systems. So these are the types of OLAP system. First one is relational OLAP, that is called as ROLAP. So ROLAP is an extended RDBMS along with the multidimensional data mapping to perform the standard relational operations. It is extended to the RDBMS, that's why the name given ROLAP. Next one is multidimensional OLAP. So in this MOLAP, it implements operations in multidimensional data. Whereas hybrid online OLAP, in HOLAP approach, the aggregated totals are stored in multidimensional database, while the detailed data is stored in the relational database. This offers both data efficiency of the ROLAP model and the performance of the MOLAP model. So hybrid is combination of MOLAP and the ROLAP. So these are the different types of OLAP system. So let's begin to learn ROLAP. ROLAP works with the data that exists in the relational database. ROLAP works with the data that exists in a relational database. The fact and dimension tables are stored as relational tables. It also allows multidimensional analysis of the data and is the faster growing OLAP. What are the advantages of ROLAP model? First one is high data efficiency. It offers high data efficiency because query performance and access language are optimized particularly for the multidimensional data analysis. Next one is scalability. This type of OLAP system offers scalability for managing large volume of data and even when the data is steadily increasing. Some of the drawbacks of ROLAP model are: it demands for high resources. ROLAP needs high utilization of manpower, software and hardware resources. Next is aggregately data limitations. ROLAP tools such as uses SQL for all calculation of aggregated data. However, there are no set limits to for handling computations. And this is one of the drawback is slow query performance. Query performance in this model is slow when compared with the MLR. So next is multidimensional OLAP. This is the classical OLAP that facilitates data analysis by using a multidimensional data cube. In this, data is pre-computed, re-summarized and stored in a MOLAP. So this is the major difference from ROLAP. In the MOLAP, data is pre-computed, re-summarized, and it is stored in MLab. Using a MLab, a user can use multidimensional view data with different facets. Multidimensional data analysis is also possible if a relational database is used. By that, would you require querying data from multiple tables? On the contrary, MLab has all possible combinations of data already stored in a multidimensional array. MLab can access data directly. Hence, MLab is faster compared to ROLab. So these are the pre-computed and re-summarized and stored data in MLab helps to access the data fastly as compared to ROLab. So key points in MLab are: in MLab, operations are called processing. Operations are called MLab tools process information with same amount of response time, irrespective of the level of summarizing. MLab tools remove complexities of designing a relational databases to store data for analysis. MLab server implements two levels of storage representation, manage dense and sparse data sets. The storage utilization can be low if the data set is sparse. Facts are stored in multidimensional array and dimensions used to query them. So let's understand what are the MLab advantages. MLab can manage, analyze, and store considerable amounts of multidimensional data. Fast query performance due to optimized storage, indexing, and caching. Smaller sizes of data as compared to the relational database. Automated computation of higher level of aggregate data happen in the MLab. It helps user to analyze larger and less defined data. MLab is easier to use, that's why it is suitable model for inexperienced user. It's easy, so novice users can use it. MLab cubes are built for fast data retrieval and are optimal for slicing and dicing operations. All calculations are pre-generated when the cube is created. MLab. Now let's see some of the limitations or disadvantages of MLab. One major weakness of MLab is that it is less scalable than ROLab, as it handles only a limited amount of data. MLab also introduced data redundancy as it is resource intensive. MLab solutions may be lengthy, particularly on the large data volumes. MLab products may face issues while updating and querying models when dimensions are more than 10. MLab is not capable of containing detailed data. The storage utilization can be low if data is highly scattered. It can handle the only limited amount of data, therefore it's impossible to include a large amount of data in the cube itself. Next is HOLAB, that is called as hybrid OLAB. It is a combination of relational as well as multidimensional OLAB. It is a mixture of both ROLAB and MLab. It offers fast computation of MLab and higher scalability of ROLAB. HOLAB uses two databases, aggregated or computed data is stored in multidimensional OLAP queue, and detailed information is stored in relational device. So data is stored in two databases. Multidimensional that is aggregated and computed data is stored in MOLAP, whereas detailed information is stored in ROLAP. Now let's understand the benefits of hybrid OLAP. This kind of OLAP helps the economize the disk space, and it also remains compact, which helps to avoid issues related to access speed and convenience. Hybrid OLAP uses cube technology, which allows faster performance for all types of data. ROLAP are instantly updated, and HOLAP users have access to this real-time instantly updated data. MOLAP brings cleaning and conversion of data, thereby improving data reliability. This brings best of both worlds. These are some of the drawbacks of hybrid OLAP. Greater complexity level. The major drawback in HOLAP system is that it supports both ROLAP and MOLAP tools and applications. Thus it is very complicated. Potential overlaps. There are higher chances of overlapping, especially in